Hi, I'm Pantazi. Today we're going to take a look at another Kyusho target from Hohan Soken. Now, this exploration of Hohan Soken's note is nearing an end. He had 44 targets, and we've covered most of them already. We have just a handful of targets left. Now, we went from the upper body or the head and the neck region into the body, into the legs, and we're exploring some more of the legs. Now, this target is called Kuri. Now, this is on the instep of the foot. And forever, everybody was telling you in the martial arts to stomp on the instep. And it had a little truth to it. Now, the instep bone is very strong and it's very hard to break. And Hohan Soken recommends treading or crushing. Now, when you do this in just the proper way, there's a way to dislocate the bone rather than breaking the bone, which will crush the underlying nerves and vascular tissue. Now, Hohan Soken also said this is a fainting target. Now, most people don't understand how you could attack someone in the foot and get a fainting application. And the fainting comes from a severe shock to the nerves, as well as the arteries underlying. And we're going to show you exactly how to accomplish this and go through the anatomical dissection of the foot so we can see exactly the structures, how deep they lie in the foot, and how you can apply this and get an effect on your opponent from incapacitation because they can't walk anymore, or if you get into it a little bit deeper, you're going to get a fainting from your opponent. And of course, if you crush the bone or dislocate the bone and crush the underlying nerve and or vascular tissue, you're going to have the person collapse and won't be able to get up again because of the disruption you did to the bones of the foot and the structure of the foot, but also because they're in an unconscious state or an altered state of consciousness. This is called Kuri. It's on the instep of the foot. See exactly what all the instructors have been telling you. Stomp on the foot. They've always told you that, but they never explained what it could do, why it would do it, mainly because they didn't know or understand this, but it is in Hohan Soken's notes. Now, in Hohan Soken's notes, he was a Shorin-ryu practitioner. So if you look at Shorin-ryu, it's very akin to karate styles of other types. And you have the crossover steps and the cat stances that could all attack this target and cause the same effect. So we're going to do the anatomical study so you can see the nerve structures, the vascular tissue, the bones, how deep they are, what you have to do to get a quick incapacitation even without dislocating the instep bone or crushing the instep bone. Now that, of course, in the old application would probably be the thing. You stomp on the foot hard enough to crush the underlying structures and dislocate that bone. So we're going to go into that. We're going to also go into the demonstration so you can see how rapidly the person can faint with this targeting, okay, and how to do it safely so you can practice it and get an idea of doing this. Now, this is not as practical as one might think. In the dojo, everybody's barefoot, of course, so it's easy to accomplish. On the street, everybody's going to be wearing different footwear. If you're wearing a rubberized sole and the other person's wearing a work boot, you can virtually forget doing this technique because the leather of the work boot is, of course, going to protect the instep of the foot and the dislocation will prevent the dislocation of that bone. Now, however, if you're in work boots and they're in a canvas top shoe or even sandals or the flip-flops, then you'll be able to accomplish this very easily. Not that you want to practice it, but it is a viable target. Now, this also goes into grappling as well. Think about it. If you could get the person in an ankle lock, say you're struggling with an ankle lock, they're resisting and you're having trouble. If you shifted your attention to the foot, you could incapacitate the person by lowering their blood pressure and still causing the fainting. All right, we've done this a number of times. It's quite plausible. You would be using your fist instead of the the crush or the stomp that Hohan Soken depicted. But his style might not have involved a lot of grappling. But modern times, we need to adapt everything to our grappling skills, because there's a lot of people that are enjoying the grappling, and they're going to probably try and take you off your feet. And if you're down there, you might as well have some great Kyusho targets. And that just goes to show you the power of these targets. It's not the methodology that you need to use on them, all right? It's the application of them and the knowledge of them and how they work. Now, you can work it just as easily with your hands as you can with your feet. You could drop a knee in the correct manner and catch it as well. So there's a lot of different things you can do with these targets, and why I think everybody should be studying these. They're very viable targets. They're the bedrock of karate because they've been involved in so many different styles. So again, this is called Kuri. Please stay tuned. We'll go into the anatomical dissection as well as the physical demonstration of this technique or this Kyusho target. Okay, today we're going to take a look at the Kuri. This is the target of Hohan Soken's Kyusho notes, and it's the instep of the foot. Now, forever karate styles and instructors have been talking about stomping on to the instep to the foot to break the foot and get a self-defense technique. But that's all we thought about. We only thought about breaking the person's bone. Well, it's a very strong bone, and it's very hard to crush it or break it. But let's see what Hohan Soken says about it before we go into the applications as well as the anatomical dissection of it. It's a vital point of the kandan, or the lower row of points to be attacked, the instep of the feet. Attack by treading and crush. Okay, so we're going to step on it or crush it. Now, crushing it will definitely have the effect that he's talking about, which is fainting, and it's because it gives severe pain to the feet and loin portion by stimulation of inner feet nerves and shin artery and bone nerves, and cause loss of motor organ. So what that all boils down to basically is you're attacking both blood and nerve. And there's two distinct ways we want to attack, and two distinct outcomes that we could get. We could get the fainting that he alludes to, which would be more on the arterial structure. And we can also get the shock, which would incapacitate the motor functions of the body, because it is very painful. And it would send the shock very deeply into the head, in the central nervous system, the brain. And it would shut down the capabilities of the motor skills, which is the voluntary muscle actions. So you have two powerful effects there. So let's go take a look at the anatomical structures and see how best to attack these, what they are, where they lie, how to best access them, and then we'll get into the demonstration. Okay, taking a look at the instep of the foot here. Let's peel away the skin. You can start to see that bone is extremely big. It's got some tendon and some other structures around it. We'll get rid of the connective tissue first. Okay, and we can see how large that bone is. So breaking the bone is going to be very, very difficult. However, what's not difficult is catching it right at the flanges here, okay, and causing a dislocation at this joint, and also, sorry about that, and also possibly this joint right down in through here. Now, again, as he's talking about hitting nerves and blood vessels, let's take a look. Now, we're going to get rid of the blue lines. The blue lines are veins, and as I've mentioned in many different prior Kyusho targets, they don't really have that result on the body that we would be looking for to incapacitate. We're also going to get rid of the muscle system, so you can see just the red of the artery and the yellow or gold for the nerves. Now, when you're attacking, you can see that a lot of the nerves are pretty superficial right in through here. Let's bring back the muscle groups, and you can see very easy to get to the nerve tissue or the blood vessels via a stomping action. Now, The stomping action that we want to do to affect the nerve could go in either direction. Best direction to do this would be more up and in, like you're doing a kick with a cat stance. You're just jamming the ball of your foot into these nerves. All of them will work to cause a severe shock. Okay, this bone out here, this small bone and the second metatarsal, they're very weak, so you could probably break those if you wanted to. Again, not so much the main goal of our Kyusho is the breaking or permanent disfigurement of the opponent. Now, to get the person to faint, the nerve shock is going to go right into the central nervous system, send an acute pain message up to the brain. The leg will dysfunction, as will the altered states of consciousness ensue. Now, to get the fainting, we're going to be attacking the artery. Now, the arteries, here's the artery here, and this is called the pedis artery. And we see this crossover artery here that brings blood to the smaller digits of the foot, and this is the accurate artery. And then let's see if I can catch these smaller ones in here. You're going to start to see that these are the arteries, or the dorsal arteries of the metatarsals, okay, and the plantar arch arteries. So you can see there's a lot of arteries that we can work, but look in particular at the trunk of this artery right in through here. Now, that's a really powerful target, and that's what we're aiming for in our Kyusho applications. All right, let's get rid of this if we can. Sorry about that, folks. I can't get rid of my tools here. There it goes. Okay, so you see that major plexus of nerves in there, okay, all around, and you can also see the artery. Let's get back to the original one so you can actually see the artery branches, okay, and the nerves that are overlying. Again, if you stomp on the artery or you're trying to attack the nerves, hitting them up and in would be the best direction. Okay, but hitting the arteries, you want to drag the blood away from the brain, as we mentioned in other targets. Now, when you're doing that, you can tread, you can step on it, and then twist so the blood is draining from the leg. Okay, that's the best way to do it. You could do it lower here, as you can see there's arteries in here. And then you can, of course, do it all throughout the arteries in the foot. The main branch here that we attacked, or we were looking to attack, this main branch here of the artery, maybe even up here a little bit, but definitely in the foot, that's what's going to cause the person to faint. Now, if you catch these both right, of course, you're going to get a shock of pain in the person, and you're going to have altered states of consciousness. If you crush the bone, you're working more on this part of the artery down and through here, and possibly these nerve structures right here, the deep fibular nerve. And let's catch this one out here for you. Same thing, just a different branch thereof. So again, that's the Kuri target, and very powerful, very unexpected results with this when you do it. Let's go to the demonstration and see how it's performed and the results.
Okay, forever, martial artists have been stepping on the instep, okay? And this is a fainting target, and it's from Hohan Sokens note. It's called Koori, K-O-O-R-I. Now, if you just stomp the foot, that bone is pretty solid, so it's kind of hard to break it, okay? Not that bad if you got shoes on. But we want to cause the fainting that Hohan Soken did. Now, in between the metatarsals down here, you've got the big bone here, so I don't really want to mess with that. Across the top, right at the rounding of the foot, is a artery that comes right across, and in between, a branch of an artery comes down. So if you're taking your foot and you twist into it this way, that was cool, wasn't it? It drains the blood, okay? Are you okay? Yep. Tell me if you're going to go down again, because... No?
I'm good.
Okay.
That was cool.
What happened?
I just got real lightheaded and couldn't stand up anymore.
Okay. So again, when you attack the arteries, you have to go away from the heart. And you have to understand which way the artery feeds into whatever portion of the body you're feeding into. And this one just feeds right across the top. Now what I did, and I'm not going to do it again, is I placed my heel inside the big toe bone, okay? And as I did that, I gave it a twist. Now, forever in katas, you're seeing people go into cat stances. This may be an attack on the nerves or the, yeah, that's sensitive now.
When you did it, it didn't hurt. Now it really hurts.
Okay. You're attacking nerves because there's nerve structures in between each one, and you're also attacking the arteries. The arteries should be attacked down, because when you attack the artery to send blood back into the heart or up the leg, it doesn't work so good. Okay, so you want to pull it away. But this could be an attack to the nerves of the foot to get those. But to get the person unconscious, you want to go more at the top of the instep here and drag down. Okay, and I'll go on a separate section of the foot, but if we drag down toward the foot, on the toes, okay, you'll see it'll have a great effect with that. Now, how you get that is you might be pivoting into a kata move. Who's to say you weren't here and you did this move and then you finished him off as you turned into that back stance? Okay, so there's many different ways you could feed this into your kata. If you're looking at kata hanchi with that twisting step, that could do it, because I could be on that foot here, but when I step out to the side here, that's when my balance is going to, or not my balance, but once I put the weight, and then you're going to twist out on it. So you could catch it that way as well. If you're down on the floor, might as well just hammer fist it, punch it, elbow it. Okay, if you can drop a knee on it, great, good for you. All right, so that's called Kuri. Okay, and again, the arteries come right across the top of the foot, then they run down in between, and you catch that down and in this way, and you'll catch that.